Hello and happy Tuesday. I know I've been totally behind on posting schedules, so I apologize. I know that I've been getting a lot of people listening to my older episodes, which is great. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying some of the advice that I have to give and some of the talky talks that I go through. And, I mention this every single time because I find it very fascinating, is that a large amount of my listener base are male. I got to post the stats for you guys because I feel like some of you don't believe me. But a lot of men actually listen to the advice that I have to give. And a lot of my posts they're not geared or in favor of men or women. They're in favor of both. All right. Or I guess you could say they're not in favor of anything. They're just in favor of personal growth and respect for both yourself and other people. And we live in a world today where men are made to feel as though they can't express themselves. There is no safe place for their emotions. And they shouldn't be expressing how they feel in public or to their partners or to their family because it demonstrates weakness and instability, and it makes people feel uncomfortable, right? That's what men are told. It's toxic masculinity. And women are in a society where we are penalized for having open sexuality, for embracing change, for going out of the norm, and for just doing whatever the fuck we want. And, there's the grass truly is not greener on the other side. And I have to say that to both men and women that are listening, because I'm sure both or either side are going to have their own ideas about what I've just said. But it's true. The grass truly is not greener on the other side. Neither side has it easy because neither side supports the other. And even on the same side, we have zero support. So men don't support men and women don't support women. And neither side supports the other side because they don't feel like they're getting the support from the other side. So therefore, they don't lend that support in return. And you know what? It starts with one. It starts with one. Deleting that expectation that we create for doing acts of kindness, for doing things that are kind for another person, wholeheartedly. Without the expectation of, I'm expecting this person to do X, Y, and Z for me. I'm expecting, this man to provide for me. I'm expecting this woman to fuck me or, reserve herself for me. I'm expecting X, Y, and Z. I'm expecting this. I'm expecting that. And while it's not bad to have, standards for yourself, it's not bad to have standards. It's great to have standards for yourself and standards for how you'd want to be with a partner and how you'd want a partner to be for yourself. It all goes in line with letting things go that don't serve you in the moment that it just stops serving you. And letting go of that expectation. You do something nice for somebody and you let it go. If they return that energy, if they return that love, whatever, that's fucking great. If they don't, you move on with your life and you keep going. You congratulations, you did a kind thing for somebody. You did somebody out of the kindness of your heart without expecting something back in return. Now, I know a lot of cynics that might be listening to this will say, oh, well, we live in a world of equivalent exchange and, we're always going to expect something. Well, you could probably change that because, and I say this all the time, I've been saying it more often, at least to people that know me, life is a game. It is a game. Treat it as such. Have fun. Make mistakes. Turn left when you always turn right. Go up when you're always going down. Test different things out and see what happens. Especially because we don't know what happens after we depart this world, right? You should be savoring the very fleeting moment of life that we have on this earth. Because 80 years isn't that long at all. 100 years isn't that long at all for a human lifespan. It's not very long at all. Taking the time to try things out that you haven't tried before. And a lot of the times in my life, I've spent a lot of my life being difficult because I just wanted to be difficult. And sometimes I have those moments even still where I'm just like, I want to be difficult and cause havoc. I don't want peace. I want problems always. But it's true. I will admit to that. There is a large amount of time that I've spent in my life choosing to be difficult, not only with other people, but with myself. Choosing the path of misery because it felt like that was the only thing that felt real. Sometimes when we're suffering and we're going through the things that we're going through, it really feels like that's the only tangible thing in this world that we have. We hold on to it like a security blanket. We hold on to it like it's a fire blanket, and we're stuck in a house that's burning down. It's very easy to hold on to our suffering. It's very easy to blame our misery on the suffering that we're carrying around. I've said this before a million years ago, it feels like, on my older episodes, that our trauma, our problems, our things that have emotionally and physically scarred us in our past or near past or distant past, those things we carry around like a bag of garbage. A bag of garbage. It's like we're carrying around a bag of garbage, and there's all sorts of things in that garbage. There's foodstuffs, there's compostables, there's plastic, there's all sorts of stuff in that garbage bag that we have thrown in there, and we've thrown it over our shoulder, and we're just walking with it over our shoulder, going about our daily duties, our job, our relationships, our personal health. We're just carrying around this bag of garbage. And sooner or later, it starts to stink because the food starts to decay. The longer that you carry it around, the longer it's going to fester and rot, and it's going to smell. And you have to think about this, in a physical sense. Imagine if you were a human, right, just carrying around rotten garbage in a bag on your back. After a certain period of time, the bag might decay. If you're sleeping with it in your bed, it's going to start bringing bacteria into your space. Your hygiene is going to decline. Your health is going to decline. And that is quite literally what happens from an emotional standpoint. You're carrying around rotting garbage, your trauma, all the things that have damaged you, again, physically and emotionally. You're carrying all of that in a garbage bag tossed around your back. And you're just walking with it. And you're just like, yo, I'm going to hold this with me. And then the second anytime anybody tries to, tell you to throw the garbage away or tries to help you throw the garbage away, you're just like, no, it's mine. And you start, you're just like, I would like to keep this garbage with me. Thank you. And, obviously, you cannot force somebody to throw away their own garbage more than you can convince somebody to clean their house if they don't want to. And that goes for you. If you don't want to throw that garbage out, if you don't want to clean up your house, your emotional house, right? Then prepare for that to eventually seep into your hygiene. And it's going to make you sick. It really does. really does make you sick. And, in this game of life that we have, in these 80, 60, 80, 100 years that we have on this planet as ourselves, walking around in our little meat sack, right? We get to make a variety of choices. Everything is an experience. And again, knowing that I have a large male listening base, you guys are probably rolling your eyes like, she goes here with this spiritual shit again. That's right. Because everything kind of just goes through a funnel of emotion. Everything that we do, right? Everything that we do goes through a funnel of emotions, different types of emotions where we feel and we do different things based on reaction. And, I really like to convey to the people that listen how important it is to clean up your mental space, to do things that make you happy, to do risky things, to do healthy things, to, sometimes engage in unhealthy activities, expressing yourself. And everything that we do has a consequence in this world, good and bad. And when we do things, and I would tell my friend this, all the time. She would ask me for advice. She would say, well, Nadia, what do you think about this? What should I do? And I would tell her, do what makes you happy. That's one. Do what makes you happy. If you feel like whatever you would like to do is going to make you happy, go ahead. Do it. You don't need my permission. You don't need anybody's permission. But be prepared for whatever happens after the fact. Good and bad, right? And you can't really look into the future, and you can't really be prepared for the future. But it's just you expect what comes. Where there is smoke, there is fire. And you just make decisions as you come along. There's no wrong decisions. There's only development opportunities. Opportunities for you to grow. Opportunities for you to find out what works for you and what does not work for you. Finding a formula that is suitable for your life. Finding a formula that is going to make you feel the most fulfilled. Different people find fulfillment in different things, ladies and gentlemen. Different things are going to make different people happy. Now, I feel like the only regret, and this is something that I have to clear myself, and this comes with maturity and not seeking validation for decisions that I make, because I do this a lot, is talking with people that I love, that are on my side, right? About troubles that I have on the romantic side. Because that creates a lot of stress and trouble for me. It always has. But I can't stop running my fucking mouth when it comes to situations and relationships with people and the problems, the very private problems that I may incur, with these individuals. I talk to everybody that knows me well knows that I talk to my mom a shit ton. I tell my mother and my father, well, not my father too much, but my mom for sure, pretty much everything that happens in my life. Every kind of inconvenience that I have, every single time I felt that I was wronged by a person that I was dating or talking to or messing around with or blah, blah. And so she, of course, as any loving mother would grow to not like this person. And I can say until I'm never going to talk to that person again. And then, the fucking tide switches. It goes the opposite direction. All of a sudden, the sun rises. And I'm just like, I'm going to give this person a chance again. And then all of a sudden, it's World War III. And I was like, why would you do this? This person is a terrible person. But see, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. You saw one part of the story, which was my part, which was the part that I wanted you to see and I wanted you to hear. And it painted this person in a very negative light. I can wholeheartedly say that I have never continued to interact with an individual that has genuinely done me wrong. Genuinely unprovoked, done me extremely dirty. I have never interacted with a person again if that was the case. A lot of the times you'll find that I do it start to interact with people again if I feel like they didn't actually do me wrong, that it was mutual on both sides. I fucked up, they fucked up, we fucked up. It was a group fuck up project. So, in this path of enlightenment where you're doing things that make you happy. And this is so difficult. So difficult. The seeking of validation of these types of things. Seeking validation for somebody that you're dating, seeking validation for, being right in a situation where, you might be wrong. Seeking validation for those things. Try to work to give yourself the tools to not seek out that validation. We oftentimes know when we're right and when we're wrong. We know for sure, whether we admit it to another person or not, we know when we're right and when we're wrong in a situation. We know whether the blame is to be shared or to be, a little bit more to one side. Take things one step at a time. Keep your private life private. I know that I talk about some of my previous relationships with people. I'll never release their names. Some people know who they are. Some people that are close to me know who they are. And, there is some level of regret there that I didn't keep that private. But, my experiences are meant to share with you that I'm not always right. You're not always right. We are not always right. And a lot of the times I've heard two sides of a story, and I've heard one side first and they sounded right, and the other person that they were talking about sounded wrong, and then I heard the other person's side, and then vice versa, it kind of switched along, and they both seemed right because neither of them are wrong. It's just a matter of not seeing eye to eye with the other person. But again, these things that we go through, and I want you to realize these things that we go through as people, as humans, as beings of the cosmos, these things that we go through are meant to be growing opportunities, learning opportunities, opportunities for you to learn more about yourself and how you tick, because we spend a lifetime trying to learn about ourselves, and even then, when we get to the end, we're still confused about certain things that we react to. You have a long road ahead of you to learn about yourself, to learn about what makes you happy, because you are going to go through different seasons in your life that are going to change up and switch up and mash up and mix and match everything that you think is true about yourself. Embrace that different season. Embrace the opportunity to try something new, to risk something, to get upset, to let other people get upset with you, and realize that it's an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to be able to detach from that expectation that things should be this way or should be that way, or I should be like this and we should be like this and I should like this. There is no should. You remove that should from the sentence. Okay? Remove it. This is what I want now. This is what I want now. This is what I want now. Start embracing what you want now. Enjoy what it is you want now. Enjoy the moments that you have now. And just fucking relax. Just relax. Take some time to close your eyes and breathe. Take some time to go outside and let the sun hit you and realize that not everything has to be this structured, stuffy, should be this, should be that conundrum. Let yourself relax into things. Let yourself realize that nothing is permanent in this world. Everything returns to energy, right? Everything returns to the ground. We all die someday. We all have the time to grow and learn and savor, and, we get to do all these amazing things with our life, with all these senses that we have. And it's fucking awesome, right? Try not to stress so much about what you don't have. And enjoy what you do. And if what you don't have is something that is attainable to you, go out and fucking get it for yourself. Go out and do it for yourself. If you want a hot body, go ahead. Exercise. Eat well. Treat your body right. If you want nice skin, or if you struggling with acne, go to a dermatologist. Go on a regimen, right? Get something that is going to get you closer to that goal. If you want a relationship, right? Go out and find a relationship. Go out and do the things that bring you joy, but don't worry about it. Don't let it destroy your emotional peace and happiness. It's the game of life. Just like that actual board game that we all used to play in the fucking 90s. All right? Enjoy what you have right now. And if it's something that you don't have that is attainable to you in this lifetime, figure out how you can give it to yourself. Figure out how you can enjoy the journey in giving that to yourself. But don't stress about it. It's easier said than done. But realizing and holding on to the fact that it's all going to be okay. Everything is going to work out, because it always does. Be safe. Respect your peace. Respect the love that you have for yourself. Respect the life that you have today and in front of you. And don't apologize for doing the things that make you happy. Again, disclosure, because, people like to be all fucking glass half empty and shit. If it's illegal, please don't do it. Don't, if it sparks joy in your heart to kill another person or hurt any living being, don't do that. I'm not condoning that. Disclosure, okay? Good things out in the world. And again, good is subjective, but, things that make you happy, that are legal, do that. There's that fucking video. I think it's on TikTok or something. I don't know. I don't know where it originally surfaced. It's that old guy. And he's just like, you could just do stuff. So just go out and do it. Simplest fucking concept that we struggle to grasp. If you want to fucking do something, you know that you can just do it. You can just go out and do it. That's all I got for you guys today. I know this was a passionate topic, and I feel like I don't really have a title for this one. But, I try to think of things. Who knows? I might think of a title for this episode. I'm not entirely sure. But as usual, thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to share it to people. It's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Spotify, and it's on Anchor. I don't know where the fuck else it would be, but it's on those 3 platforms for sure. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. My DMs are always open, at the very least, on my social page. But I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week, and we will talk again soon. Bye-bye now.